I can't tell if this is the lighting or if I truly am this pale. Good morning! We have a special guest today. Little Miss Sasha, the getaway cat here. Say hello, everyone. I think she mostly wants to be pet, but, you know, maybe she also just wants to enjoy a nice morning conversation. Hello, little weirdo. Good morning. How are ya? It's Saturday for me, but it's Sunday, which means it's the playoffs for you, because that's how we're doing it now, so that I don't fall behind schedule. So, got the Gronk jersey, Patriots hat, because the Patriots are playing the Chargers today in New England. And I'm very sad that I'm not a super wealthy person and I couldn't just go to the game, because that would have been awesome. But you know what? I guess I'll just watch it from home. So that's fine. It's fine. We're good. And so excuse me if I am having to pet the little lady every now and again, but she's very needy. And oh, well, maybe she's stitching me already. Nope, you just want to be on the other side? Okay. So that's what's going on over here. It's a rainy day in LA, which is awesome, because although everybody's like, that never happens, it always happens, and it's always a good day for some snuggles and some movie watching. So I'm gonna be doing some of that later, but because I am still an East Coast person at heart, I got an ice drink today because I had my last of so many free Dunkin' drinks that I needed to use. So fun fact, had gone through a bunch of my old videos, so now everything has a description, everything is tagged, everything is on a playlist, and like I fixed all my videos yesterday, which like I've been meaning to do for so long, and I'm so glad I finally did. A bunch of my videos from when I first started doing this still had the wrong title because I had a quick name change about halfway through where we're at now, so, or not even halfway, I think it was like almost 30 weeks in, had to change the name. So yeah, I fixed everything, and so I was watching a video where I drank an iced macchiato, and I remembered I haven't had that in a while, so that's what we've got here. I keep wiping this down because I don't know if you can see or that you care to see, but so this is what a macchiato looks like pre-shaken. If you've never seen one before in a Dunkin' Donuts sleeve, congratulations and you're welcome. So yeah, I get mine with blueberry and almond milk because those are what we call complementary flavors. So yeah, you can get these if you're at Starbucks and you ask for it upside down, which I wouldn't do, but my brother does. That just means they mix it for you. So cheers, everybody. I'll never get tired of that. You know, just mixing up a coffee brew. It's like 12:30 and I haven't had coffee yet today. So this is actually going to be really nice. You're turning your back on the camera. I hope you know this. Being very rude and standoffish. Okay. Rude. At any rate, so I've been home for about a week now after, hello, are you awake and jealous? Now that he can hear that his sister is being pet, and he's awake from his little bundle of snuggles over there. But anyway, so I've been home for about a week now, and it's been nice because, you know, I've been able to clean and get everything ready in my apartment. I've got, you know, my grocery shopping done. I'm all unpacked and everything, but I don't know if it's me as a person or just LA in general, but weird things keep happening, so I wanted to talk about it. And arguably the weirdest things both happened yesterday, I believe. So it's just been really frustrating to deal with because it's getting to a point that I'm so annoyed by other people that I just don't even want to leave my apartment, and that shouldn't ever be a thing, but it is. So yesterday what had happened was I decided, because I had 2 Dunkin' Donuts free drinks. One expired yesterday and the other one was today. So I was like, all right, I'll just go down to Dunkin'. It's like walking distance. I'll take my dog with me. We'll go for a nice little stroll on down to Dunk's and get my free drink. So I go to do that, and it's fine. You know, we're walking along, nothing weird. It's a nice sunny day in LA. And then we get almost to Dunkin' Donuts, and this lady comes out of like where one of the businesses is, and she was kind of like camped up. I'm gonna assume that she was homeless. I could be completely wrong, but she was definitely crazy, and you will understand why in just a moment. So as I pass by with my dog, she gets up and she goes, "Excuse me." And so I just kept going because I'm like, you know, I don't have any cash on me. You know, maybe if anything, you know, I can get an extra sandwich or something and give it to this lady on my way out. But then she started getting aggressive, and she's like, "Girl." And she followed me and my dog into Dunkin' Donuts and came up to the register with me, because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna book it inside because I don't know, like, if this lady has anything on her or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna go inside and act like nothing's wrong. So I go in and I'm like trying to order, and she's like, "Give me my dog back." And I look at her, and I'm holding my dog as well because I don't want him to like scare anyone else by like walking around. But I was like, this is my dog. And she was like, "Give me my dog back." I was like, "No." And so like then at that point, the cashier and I were like trying to make it as not awkward as possible. And I was like, "Can I get a large ice cold brew?" And so one of the other employees was like, "You know, you need to go, ma'am. We've already told you you can't be in here." And she's like, "Oh, is so-and-so here?" Or like, "When is this person coming back?" Like, just asking about, and it wasn't like John or like someone's actual name. She was speaking in like code, and it, if I remember correctly, it was something like vaguely racist, but I was just like, okay. And she was wearing like sunglasses and a beanie, so I don't know, like she was just out of it. And so she finally leaves, and I was just sitting there like, what in the hell is going on? And so then the cashier was like, "I'm so sorry, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was just really bizarre." And the other employee was like, "Yeah, I saw you like holding your dog, and you know," she's like, "That lady was a lot worse this morning, so I'm sorry she like did that to you." And I was like, yeah, it was just very bizarre because, you know, if someone like comes up and they ask, you know, "Do you have any change?" Whatever, cool. But like this woman followed me into Dunkin' and then was like, "Give me my dog back." I'm like, okay, it's one thing if you're like, "Oh, you stole from me" or whatever, but like I picked that boy up when he was 8 weeks old. I've had him for 4 years. Like, do not test me, ma'am. I'm not the one. So no, thank you. So that was weird. And then I came home, and I just wish I wasn't so scared in those situations because, you know, my reaction was just like, I was getting like nervous because I don't know if this person has a weapon or whatever, and I did not, which is dumb because like I have the means to protect myself. I just didn't have it on me, and so I was just a little shooketh, and so that kind of sucked. But, you know, luckily I wasn't hurt. I just went out the back when I was leaving, but it just sucked because I'm like, you know, like, it's different on the East Coast because you can walk around anywhere, you know, you obviously, like, be aware of your surroundings, but a lot of times that kind of thing won't happen to you. Like, people on the East Coast mostly, like, leave each other alone, but that lady was just like, she's trying to get my dog. I'm like, honey, not today. Not today. So that was a little odd. And then I came home, and I was, you know, having my coffee, doing some computer stuff, and then I thought someone was knocking on my neighbor's door, but it turned out they were knocking on my door because I have like a gated door and then like my solid apartment door, so there's like double locks and everything. Plus you have to have a key to get into the building, so there's like so many barriers before you can even get into my apartment, which is why I feel really safe being here just in general. So anyway, I hear this knocking and then my dog started barking, and I was like, okay, like maybe it's my neighbor, so I just like let him go because he, you know, I'm like, just whatever, I'm not gonna acknowledge that I'm here. And then they knocked again, and he like ran to my door, and so I was like, okay, he wouldn't do that because yes, he'll bark if someone narks. He'll bark if someone knocks. on my neighbor's door, but then he'll stop because he'll hear that it's coming from further away. But he was standing by the door and smelling it, so I was like, all right, let me just sneak over and see what's going on. So I go over to my door, and there's some random dude just standing in front of my door, like, waiting, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna open this damn door. Like, I don't know what this person's doing. And, like, I don't know if it was my neighbor trying to, like, say, hey, you were being loud or something, which, like, would never happen, but hypothetically, I knew it was my neighbor because I've seen the people who live next door, and it was not none of, but neither of those people. So I thought, okay, I don't know who this person is, but I'm just gonna, wait for them to go. And then this guy just, like, gets a cart and then heads over to my manager's apartment, which is right next to mine, which also makes me feel safe, and knocks on their door. And then, so I don't know if there was any sort of exchange, and they told him, you can't be in here if you don't live here because you're not supposed to let anyone who doesn't live in this building, sidebar, other people who live in this damn building. So so that was over, and I was just like, okay, like, what is this person trying to sell something? Because people will come around and, try to sell, like, pizzas, or the tamale lady who used to be, like, around this area, which, sidebar, I haven't heard her in, like, months, I don't think. So I'm not sure whatever ended up happening to that lady, and I'm actually kind of sad, because as annoying as it was, like, nice to know that I was home when I would hear that. But, yeah, so those things were kind of bizarre. And then the other thing that happened that was more frustrating than, like, an odd thing was that I was at the gas station and I was putting air in my tires. And so a guy with a cart, was standing by the gas station. He's like, hey, can I do that for you? And I said, no, I'm okay, thank you, because I was on my last tire and I was just gonna, get in the car and come home. And he goes, oh, well, do you have any spare change? And I said, no, I'm sorry, dude, I only have my card. And he said, oh, well, if you have your card, would you mind buying me a burrito? And looking back on the story, I could have just said, sorry, I gotta go. But I figured, you know what? I can just be a decent human being and, sure, I'll get a burrito. So we go I do say we go inside because this guy also followed me inside, which I thought, okay, if there's a specific one, sure, like, pick it out and whatever. And so I was like, are any of these burritos okay? Because they're all, like, right by the front door. And he's like, can I actually get 2 of them? And I don't really have a ton of spare money right now, so I was like, I'm sorry, but I can only get 1, but I'll get you a water so that way you have, like, a full meal. He's like, okay. And so I go and I get a bottle of water, and then, I'm standing in line, and, I hope this doesn't make me sound, like, rude or pretentious or anything, but I turned around and I said, hey, dude, I can go ahead and get this and bring it out to you if you don't want to wait inside with me, because I don't know if he wants to watch his card or whatever. And so he's like, okay. And then he just stands behind me in line. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And there's, I think maybe 1 or 2 people in front of me in line to pay. And so he's like, he goes back and grabs a second burrito, and I was like, okay, I don't know if he's going to try to, like, force me to pay for a second one, but I really, like, I can't just, spend a ton of money right now. And so he grabs the second burrito, and then I'm looking at the security camera because you can see the monitor above the cash register, and he just, like, stuffed it in his jacket. And I was like, man, like, I really don't want to be enabling someone who's going to, like, steal from this gas station, but, like, I felt kind of powerless in that situation because I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to do here. I can't really, just say, all right, whatever, I'm out, and then take off. Like, so I was just kind of like, all right, I'll just deal with this. So then the guy's, like, looking at all the candy and stuff, and he was, like, picks out a king-size payday, and at that point I had gotten to the register and was, like, ringing stuff up, and he goes, can you get me this too? And I was like, I'm sorry, dude, like, I only have enough for this stuff. And he's like, okay. So I, like, paid the $5 or whatever, and I was like, here you go, man, and then, took off. But it was kind of sad because I felt like this guy, like, it's one thing if you are needing help from someone, and, like, honestly, like, I need to look out for myself right now, but I was just trying to do something nice, and this guy was trying to, like, I feel like get as much out of me as possible, and, like, I was really only giving what I could. And so it should have been one of those instances where I felt good for helping out another human being, but I just felt like, you know, taken advantage of because I'm just trying to be nice, and this guy, like, you know, is stealing from the gas station, like, doesn't even really care, or honestly, I don't even remember if he said thank you for everything, and so that kind of sucked, but it was mostly, you know, it was more just kind of like, oh, okay, like, I thought this was going to be, like, handled a lot differently because, you know, I feel like if someone's going to come up and even offer to, you know, pump air in your tires or something for money, like, they probably do need the help. And so then when I was offering that, it was like, come on, lady, like, give me more. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, that's all the weird things that have been happening to me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to, you know, I guess be safer about everything because, you know, you never know what's gonna happen in those situations. Like, I try to, you know, not go out anywhere at night or any of that kind of thing, but you never know, man. Like, the thing with the lady at Dunkin' Donuts, like, that happened at like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's not even like kind of dark outside. You know, the gas station thing was around like 5:30, I think, so it was starting to get a little dark, which even still, like, there's people that work at the gas station or whatever, so it's not like I was being unsafe. But it's just, yeah, man, I forgot how many weird people there are in LA, because, you know, usually when I'm working, I go to work, the grocery store, and home, and that's pretty much it. But I found them, guys. They've just been, you know, hanging out around where I live, I guess, so yeah, that's what's going on, you know, in LA. Just a lot of weird people still here. But yeah, so who's to say what's gonna happen next? I'm glad I'm okay, I guess. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting a little rambly over here, so I think that's where we'll end today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like to catch up on any of these, if you're behind, I've started linking at the end of the videos this playlist, and then additionally, if you're not subscribed to my channel, you can do that here, I think, and this might be the right side. So there will be, on one side, there's a playlist or an extra video if you just want to watch one more. Totally get it. And then you can subscribe as well if you haven't already. I would imagine if you're watching these, you probably are subscribed, because this would be a really weird random thing for you to be looking up on YouTube and stumble upon. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next weekend. And yeah. Bye.